Twin Cities Adventures with our Minnesota chicken playlist, and in today's video we're going to show you how we winterize our chicken house and run and get things ready for the cold months coming. So it's the beginning of November now in Minnesota, and it is definitely getting cold for the year. It's been windy lately. Here's our koi pond that's all ready for winter. You can see it's iced over already. We shut that down a little while ago. Right over there I put a cover over the filter pond so that doesn't fill up and freeze. And that's looking good. I'll show you the koi fish. Here are the fish in the garage wintering in their little vacation home, so they'll be happy campers for the winter. Here's what we did so far. We wrapped the chicken run in plastic like we do every year, but this year we have a new addition. We have our little arboretum that we built for the chickens. Of course, they're curious what I'm doing. They've been pecking away at the Halloween pumpkins recently, but I'm going to clean that up, and I'm going to pull the tarp down over the arboretum that I made earlier. Right here's a little trap door. You can open that up. You can put food scraps in there, and they have a little drive-through window where they can order if they want, or we just give them what's on our menu. They like to hop up on that log there and put their order in. Right, guys? What do you guys want today? They probably want worms. But they love this arboretum that we built and we put some logs out here recently so they can walk around on the logs, hop on the big stump. They can peck away at the wood, makes them feel like they're hunting. And we keep this open all year round, or we will, except for in the winter. I want to cover that so they can still ding around out here, and we can give them food and scraps out here. They can feel like they're outside, but it'll be protected from the freezing cold, sub-zero temperatures of Minnesota. Here's a quick peek of the inside of the chicken run. I'm sure that for those of you that watch our playlist, you've seen this before, but any updates we have are basically we brought in this storage container from outside, and just take this off here. The storage container is kind of nice to have inside because we can just put the extra food in there, treats, snacks, and whatnot. And then we just move the food and water over here. So food, oyster shells, and water on a heated base, and that is heated so that doesn't freeze solid. We do have Christmas lights hung, so we have supplemental light in the early morning and in the evening, so they have a fair amount of light. On the bottom here we just have dirt and some pine chips. And we're going to transition over to Timothy hay for the winter because it smells good and they like to eat it. So if they're not going to be outside eating grass and plants and worms as often, then I thought we'd upgrade their bottom layer so they could snack on it and still dig around in it. So here's the guys. Here's the entrance. We did open this up all the way, so it's a full doorway entry out into the arboretum, which we'll clean that up in a little bit. Neighbors on their tractor, so that's a little noisy. So I'm going to give this a little spruce up, clean the poo up, clean up some of this poo down here that's dropped down, and get ready for winter, because once winter sets in, I'm not going to clean this area. We do the deep litter method out here, so we'll just sprinkle a layer of Timothy hay down today, and then we'll do more layers on top of that to cover up everything, and that way we'll just do one good clean out in the spring. We find that that's best for our little hobby farm here. Okay, well, I work on that. I'll let the chickens out. Here's their little organic backyard where they hunt and dig for worms and bugs, and they can eat all the plants back here. Here's a quick peek at our egg hutch, and we use these preformed nesting pads, which I've shown you in previous videos. But I did find that it's kind of nice to add a little Timothy hay because it smells nice, and it's just additional nesting material, and they really enjoy that. Here's an egg. I'll just leave that alone for now. until I'm ready to clean that out. I'll show you the inside of the hen house also, because I'll be cleaning that out once here again before winter sets in. I'm gonna screw these in. I have seals around here for wind chill, but I'll put a couple of screws in there to hold that in tight for the winter. We have 3 windows, one here, one on the inside of the chicken run. So I do keep this loose here so we can roll that up, or I can like roll it down. Any nice day, it's good for the chickens to get out of their chicken run and go out for a walk or a hunt. See, some of the chickens are molting right now. Here's a view of inside the hen house. Behind the curtains, the egg hutch. And then this goes down into the giant chicken run. So you can see all the feathers from the molting chickens. Here's the back side of the arboretum here. We did add a gutter to it from a previous video. I'll probably blow that out with the leaf blower in a little bit. And then here's that view over there. Great way to clean up frozen chicken poo, hockey stick. Perfect for scraping and getting in between the footings here. Now a small rake is the best tool that I found to clean up the debris on the bottom, so I'll just scrape that up into a pile. And then shovel that into a garbage can. Just like so. Makes really good fertilizer. It's all cleaned off. Arboretum all cleaned up out there. And underneath the hen house where they like to take dirt baths. And here's the feed station. All cleaned off. Now we're just gonna do a quick run over with the leaf blower. Here's a food station with their pecking block there, a little treat block. There's our deep litter door, so we can just scoop that stuff right out into the can. This is what we prefer for the inside of the hen house. Just pine shavings. Just put about 1/3 of a bag in and then spread it around. Okay, all nice and fresh. And someone's coming to see what I'm up to. Nightmare. Super curious. But this is the best way that we found to keep the hen house clean throughout the winter. Just a nice layer. See, we have that food grade surface down there, easy to clean off. If you want to learn more about our hen house or the chicken run, just watch our playlist. There's a video on each of them in detail how we built everything. So then in the winter, if we need to clean out like a big pile of poo, it'd be easy just to scoop that out. Otherwise, we can just lay another layer of pine shavings over the top, thus creating the deep litter method, which just brings the level up higher and higher and higher. We have that food grade surface all the way up to here. So hypothetically, we could continue to make it all the way up to here. We never have gotten that high before, but we could. And that way in the spring, we can just clean that out nice and easy. Keeps it fresh, clean, smelling good. That way the chickens are spoiled. We have our thermometer out here, security camera out here. So that is looking good for the winter. We'll just close that up now. So that way I can just store my extra pine shavings in here with the food. Here's a brick of Timothy grass or Timothy hay. So we'll just rip that open and spread some of that. That's it. We've got about a third of the bale all spread out. So now it smells so good in here. If you've never smelled Timothy hay before, it's really good. I'll bring the chickens in a little bit. We can watch them ding around. First, I'm gonna clean the water, refill that. So they are gonna have so much fun rooting around in here. I'll probably put some treats in there for them to dig around. I am not going to put anything out there though. I want that to remain their dirt garden and log garden, what have you, because I'm gonna be throwing table scraps in there throughout the winter through that little secret door over there. And that'll keep that established for that purpose. And in here will be like bedding and rooting around, hunting and whatnot. Once again, the pine shavings and the extra Timothy hay can go right inside this container. Close that up. And now we've got full thing of food and water on a heated water base. Oyster shells suspended. Nightmare's already over here pecking away, looking at what I've been up to. So let's go scooch the chickens in here so they can see what it looks like inside their chicken run now. Here's a view from the back side. All right. Such good chickens. They always close that up for a second. Looky there. What do you guys think? You guys want some treats? We find it's best if you have a treat like some scratch or anything else that you have on hand, and just keep a cup and a 5-gallon bucket, and then that's a good way to keep the treats around, because every time you come out they want treats, right guys? Always want treats. They want new toys and they want new treats all the time. They get bored fast. So let's roll that plastic down just a little bit over the arboretum now. Not all the way, but down a little bit. There we have it. The top is rolled down about halfway. I do have these little pieces of wood screwed down because the wind can be quite nasty and it would probably tear the plastic up. But this way, the plastic is safe and preserved and nothing will happen. I can roll this all the way down, cover that up, and I have little pieces of wood to screw in there too. But you want to avoid doing that until you absolutely have to, because the chickens need as much fresh air as possible and they need to see out also. This is the west side, so it's like the warmest because the sun sets over here and it'll beat on it. So I'm going to keep this open for as long as possible. We'll see what kind of winter we have. Who knows, I might leave it open all winter. We'll see. It's all weather pending, depending on what kind of winter we have. But the chickens appreciate seeing outside and the fresh air. We do have fresh air slats up here all the way around the perimeter. It's about 2.5 inches all the way around there. And there is air leaks around the edges too. Like there's always going to be little cracks and places where air can get in. There's a cross breeze to the other side because I have that cut out around there so we can get a nice airflow around there. Once again, this is open still. I'll close that when I have to, like if we get some bad snow. Otherwise, we'll keep it open. So now if it rains, it won't rain out there in their little playground area, in their little arboretum. So they're probably excited about that too. Then it's open, nice and fresh. And then at nighttime, they roost up here. And there will be no wind chill factor, because that's the only thing you need to protect them from is wind chill. Not the cold weather, they're fine. We do have a metal roof up here, so the sun beats on it, and it does act like a greenhouse in here, especially when it's wrapped in plastic. But anywho, there's their natural lighting there. We do have supplemental lighting up top, and they have lots to do. So that is winterizing the chicken run. So if I do anything else, I'll just roll the plastic down if it gets to be a bad winter. Otherwise, we'll come out here and do updates throughout the winter. Thanks for watching and following along on our playlist. Twin Cities Adventures, out.